Welcome everybody to today's webinar in which Rajan Moria is going to give a deep dive on our mobile applications and the progress he and our mobile developer community have made this past year. So we look forward to you attending today's webinar, and hopefully you've marked your calendars for the other webinars we have coming up, doing a deeper dive into the loan module enhancements that have come through the Peppersuit project for ongoing volunteer webinar calls each month, and then the Q1 community call, which will be coming up later on in April. So I want to thank Rajan for sharing progress today. Rajan's been a longtime member of the Mifos community, coming to our community as an initial Google Summer of Code intern, but then acting as a mentor and lead maintainer of our mobile apps in various incarnations throughout the years. So Rajan's going to walk through a number of slides and demonstration, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the roadmap and how everybody can get involved towards the end of today's call. Rajan, I'll let you take it away, as I know you have a lot to cover.
Welcome everyone. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about Mifos mobile app development, how we have came along the way when we started in 2024, how when we thought about adopting new technologies and all, and where we let's talk about the biggest mobile development updates that we have done over the year has how we overcome some serious roadblocks and our game plan to the future. Whether you are a developer or contributor, just someone who loves to see tech evolve, this session has something for you. Just grab a coffee, where it's gonna be like little big. So starting of 2024, let me update you where we were. So we have three Android applications like Mifos Mobile Wallet and as well the Field Officer application that is called Android Client. And all of them had a single modular applications. All the code lies in a single module, and it was a mix of Java and Kotlin. So Kotlin we started adopting in 2023, but we were not fully like Kotlin applications. And all the UIs and everything was implemented in XML. And XML, it's a good technology. Before Jetpack Compose, it was one of the greatest tool to build the UI in Android. And we were interacting all the data layers with RX Java, RX Android, and we had no code analysis and broken pipelines. We never we never implemented before releasing automatically on using the GitHub Actions on a Play Store on some other platform, and there was no GitHub Actions for like a pull stack check. Someone is sending a PR, so we should be like checking it beforehand, like it is up to mark what the code structure it is and everything. And because earlier we were not active on a Slack and not having any daily stand up, so it was quite a community where like every time to time contributors comes and contribute for a month and just go. But now we have a very active community and we have a one stand up channel going on every day. At a certain time we have a stand up and we make sure like the development going on. And there was a technical debt that was piling up, but we were successfully and worked hard like a year, more than a year, and almost we just eliminated it, and we are up to latest tech now. So much to do. When I started like thinking about like, okay, what to do? Like there's so many things. How, in which plan should we make? And we really need a plan like where, how, like what thing need to be done first, and in which way we go. So we time to time deliver the applications to the outer world as well as get their feedback. So really needed a plan. So we made a plan let's go and our plan was to whatever we are doing, we want to in a long run, we wanted to adopt the Kotlin multi-platform. That's the one of the biggest change in the mobile Android development to mobile development happened. And we thought of first create migrating all the XMLs to just Compose, so we can adopt the latest technology that is happening in Android. That was our first goal, and we have achieved in all of our applications. And the next was adopting an architecture that allow us migrate independently. So as I mentioned, we were like a single module application earlier, and we wanted to have a one architecture where we can think of as a one piece of a code where something wrong happened, nothing is something not working, or we want to do end-to-end testing. So we want to have that architecture in place so we can think every section or application as a one small part, and adopt any technology as it makes easier and faster. And writing a single code base supports all the platform. So we had a thought about in a long run adopting a Kotlin multi-platform. And the next thing was we wanted to have something so we can do end-to-end testing. We never had testing in our code. We had testing, but it was not an end-to-end testing where every piece of a code get tested individually, independently. And we were very keen to write common code, generic code, where we can think of taking out and creating as a library, because we have three mobile application as of now, and we may grow. And we wanted to have something whatever goes as a common code or generic code, we want to take it out, because we don't want to manage at the three different places. And it's hard to manage because at some point it just we fix at one place, and we had to think about keep thinking about those three more tickets in a different projects lies there, and until we fix it those as well. So that was our motto. And our main thing is project release automation time to time. So we needed a plan where we wanted to we wanted to have GitHub Actions that does take care of releasing on a Play Store, on other platform, time to time, without any like we don't have to do manual thing as from now on. And most important, the code quality improve and consistency. So let's dive in how we achieved the whole thing. So first was the first task was us to migrate and us to adopt all the latest technologies, because we were quite a behind from the latest one. We migrated everything from whatever is written in XML is converted into Jetpack Compose without changing an architecture or anything. It's just like a focus on migrating XML to Jetpack Compose, and we achieved it successfully. And that's really great. Jetpack Compose, as of I can give you a little bit about Jetpack Compose, is a declarative, flexible, and concise a UI development language, and it really enhances the UI consistency across all the screens, makes animations and UI updates so much smoother. And replacing XML to Jetpack Compose across Mifos Pay, that earlier it was called Mifos Wallet, and Mifos mobile and Android client apps. Jetpack Compose is the first step to go to the Kotlin multi-platform journey. And it is a data-driven language that allows us to create a consistent UI across all the products. And we are totally focused on that. So many of you thinking about why to migrate XML to Jetpack Compose. There's just so many things. First is the declarative and flexible, concise language. That's the one of the thing, and it reduces a lot of boilerplate. And as the development is goes faster, and it also gives us the ability where we can create a Jetpack Compose as a component and use it throughout the applications. And we had a idea of creating a UI library out of different UI components that we use in among the different applications that we can share and manage at a single place. So it was one of the greatest tools for us. And one of the good thing is as the data flows from the data layer to UI layer, and in between we have view models that we are using. So UI is steeped with the Jetpack Compose using the Flowable, and Flowable is like magical. I cannot explain how easy it made the whole development, and flowing data one way to another way. It's really great and it's easy. Like the most important, like the uh, manageability of the code is becomes so easy. Now let's move after completing the Jetpack Compose, we were focusing on like how to go ahead in a path of Kotlin multi-platform, because we cannot go in a Kotlin multi-platform right away. The reason is we were still after migrating from Jetpack Compose, XML to Jetpack Compose, we were still a single module application, and we wanted to achieve the Kotlin multi-platform. But the thing is, we wanted a path where whatever we are doing, we wanted to take it out to the outer world and release time to time. That was our like a main motto. As we do whatever small or big that need to go in the outer world and people test and give their feedback. So we thought of first splitting every feature into in a like separate module, and create a multi-module application. This is not a Kotlin multi-platform. It's a multi-module where every feature have their own module and manages each and everything in itself. And the good thing it brings, more contributors can contribute now. Like every if someone is working on a loan management, new loan application or something feature, so they and someone is working on a savings, so they cannot conflict each other. Their work will be always separated, and they can work as much as they possible. They can take as much time as it's open source, but the conflict become almost zero. It's still possible, but the possibility went really, really low. And decoupling a business logic from the UI, it was like one of the good thing we wanted to do, because we wanted to test each and everything, whatever we are writing, and using the unit testing method, and for the UI instrumentation testing, that express or composable unit test, UI test. So now we started migrating into Kotlin multi-module application. And the first thing what we did, broke the multi independent models, every feature into different modules, and segregated like the UI layer and data layer and domain layer, and made sure like every modules handle one responsibility. If um, we have a user profile, the user profile should have like a separate modules. If you have a loan have a separate module. So this way we split it each and every feature accordingly, and creating a shared utility to avoid redundancy. For the data layer, we have a data module, and for the network we have a network, as well as to managing the shared preferences, that is called now data store in Android. It has been like not the called, but there's another way of doing the shared preferences now called a data store. We had a separate module as well. And for handling the database, we had a database module. So splitting each and everything into respective responsibility gave us the ability to migrate to Kotlin multi-platform, because Kotlin multi-platform is not just like um, a piece of code that we can just migrate and rest of the things work. So it's a new architecture that we need to adopt. So we wanted to have ourselves in such a manner so we can adopt gradually, not putting our the whole development in progress and waiting for a month or year to it get implemented in the real world, and just after a year like we release it. That was not our main focus. Our focus is like, as we made a change, it does not matter, like every week we want to take the application out to the outer world on a Play Store. So having the multi-modular architecture supports scalable architectures like MBBM. So we can have any type of architecture right now after multi-module, and we can shift to any architecture that will come into the future, and is beneficial for us. So it's become so easy, and it's so adaptable. Speed of development in parallel contributions was like awesome. It's made a significant changes because of the multi-module development speed up a lot. And the most important thing is like build time. It's literally just because of now the Gradle has been improved a lot. The modular dependencies and improved build time became like so less. So now all our applications get built within a few seconds, around less than 5 seconds. If I say the frequent run, no tangle code, and everything goes into like specific modules. So modules specific testing goes as well. So we can now test every piece of a code in their module. So we don't have to go and found that like in a main module where the unit testing for that piece of code is written. So they that need to be there in that specific module. And it's really onboarding new devs is like a breeze. Like I can say, i I have a lot of contributors in open source. They just came and within a week they started like coding into Kotlin multi-platform, and better maintainability with reduced independency. Like the bottleneck is like clean, scalable, and efficient development is going on after the multi-module architecture adoptions. So you may see this is the one of the adoption flow for the wallet app, where we have split it each and everything and every feature into the respective models, and that is implemented compose in compose multi-platform, and all the data logic that goes into the core that is implemented as a Kotlin multi-platform. And we also along the way we in a in a back of mind we had we have already have a project going on, that is a library, UI library, and we wanted to take an advantage of that. So we in a meanwhile we started creating this design system module that is basically one of the UI related code goes there, the basic component of the applications, and that we gonna take it out as make as create as a library. So currently that we are focusing on creating in rest of all of the projects as a design system module. So later on we can easily take it out and replace the design system as a library. So now how it is looks like. So next, as the multi-module done, our focus was to like take a deep breath and work on a release automations. Like how can we like take it out? Manually releasing builds is not like 2020, 2010. Um, it's we really need to get hands-on because GitHub Actions nowadays are the one of the key to release on a different platform. Automation ensures the consistency, and it's actually reduces the a lot of manual errors and give us the feedback from the tester. That is the most important was for us, and getting taking care of the bugs beforehand when the release happened in the testing environment, and fixing it and moving into the production. That was the main thing. We wanted to go as a production level app where we are making a changes and make changes like a big company that does. Everything goes like it's a real product in the real world. So we went ahead and started setting up the GitHub Actions for the automation. And for that, we implemented PR checks. So anyone is sending a PR. So all the valid checks runs like a project is building, whatever the code has been um, is made, and as well as all the spotlight checks and all code quality and indentation and everything get checked in the PR check. So we don't have to go manually. Any developer need to tell the contributor, hey, I can see your PR have a different indentation. The PR check will not pass. So those were the very important thing we used to do in earlier. Now it's automated, and we once the PR is all the checks are passed, and we take care of like, okay, now let's go ahead and review the PR. And will verifications goes like every stable release, we runs the UI test, unit test, whatever we have right now, to verify that the build is stable and sock roll it. So, and the next thing is the Firebase distribution. So we wanted to have a one path. So sometimes Play Store is like really painful because they have all privacy policies changing every now and days. So we wanted to have a one more platform where we distribute our like weekly deployment, weekly changes, whatever we made. And that's we chose to Fire distribution because it's free, and so anyone can like register and get the updates in their email whenever we make a new release on a Firebase distribution. So they in using that, like you can test our latest applications before going to the Play Store every time, and it happens every week. And we also made like a Play Store release with that is going on through the Firebase. No, sorry, through the GitHub Actions using the fast lane. And it's totally automatic. We are not using any manual thing in this whole release process. Earlier, it was really, we were trying to achieve this, but the thing is, we had to do the manual releases. That was creating a one block where we were not able to do the releases time to time. It takes like months. Now we have a schedule release like every month that goes automatically, and we can in between release as well manually just by clicking the GitHub Actions, and it does everything for us. And we went live. We have all our applications live on the Play Store, Wallet, Mifos mobile Android client right now, in the current code base present in the development. So if you want to go check it out. So what happened along the way? We started writing the GitHub Actions for the Wallet app. We started with the Wallet app release on the Play Store, and also started writing the good PR check and so many other things. So we got to realize like the same thing. Then we started implementing the same thing in Mifos mobile. Then we realized this is the old problem that happened with us. So what happens over the time? In the past, so many times we have a really common code in all our applications, and some in it over the time we find some new developer come, or we ourselves find any issue in that common code, so we fix in one of the application, and rest of the applications wait for those fixes. So this GitHub Actions idea is like we when we started implementing in Mifos mobile again, so we thought of like, okay, that's redundant. Like we will come again in this loop. So we took it out and created a library for us. And that is GitHub Actions workflow for multi-platform app development. And it is right now multi-platform. Earlier in a starting, it was multi-module. And then as we moved ahead time to time, that we enhance our GitHub Actions. So everything now centralized. We just manage the tokens and everything, secret tokens in their respective repositories, and rest of it like automatically done with the GitHub Actions. We don't manage GitHub Actions like in a separate project. We manage GitHub Actions here in this repository for all of our projects. And after that, Yes, we are live now. The first time, now Mifos wallet, now it is called a Mifos Pay, is live on a Play Store, and you can check it out. And all the rest of the application as well is present on a Play Store. And these code base are up to date. So if you found any issue, it means like, yay, no, something is wrong there. You can just go ahead and report it, and we will happy to fix it. Finally, congratulations to everyone in my team, who worked hard, and that's why it's possible to make this like a big changes in a small amount of time. Because we really had a big code base that is coming from like 7 to 8 years. So we migrating, adopting new technologies is not like easy as a single person, but as a team, we like achieved it. The next thing is we wanted to migrate to the Kotlin multi-platform. We wanted to see like where the so now we before the Kotlin multi-platform that I showed you um, here. So till here, like we were stable Android application code base, and we can continue as the new feature comes, and we would have continued, and we would have like created one more feature, two more features, and that has been going continuously. So whatever requirement we get, we always like make it happen. So now we wanted to see the future where like, okay, how the architecture wise and the development wise we go. So we started exploring the Kotlin multi-platform, and we are seeing like, okay, what can we do? Like we start like code sharing across the Android and iOS desktop become like a single code base that we are writing in Android, because whole thing is in Jetpack Compose now. It's the same thing that runs for the all the platform, iOS, Android, desktop, and web. Just all the platform. So we don't have to maintain for specific platform any specific code. So we were very keen about like exploring it. Okay, if we have the same code base and we can like have some configuration, how it will look like in a different platform, let's explore. So we started like exploring the Compose multi-platform with Kotlin multi-platform for the UI sharing Compose multi-platform, and we started working on less work, more impact. That was we were just hoping. So let's talk about like how we migrated it. So what we did, initially, this whole thing happened in Wallet app first. So Wallet app, or one of the application where like started experimenting in a different GitHub branch, where we moved all the data layers that is present in a core into KMP, into Kotlin multi-platform, all the logical part that goes there. And then UI layers, all that lies into the feature, because we have split it each and everything in a respective model. So it becomes so easy. And we don't have to migrate the whole thing and then hope for the god like, okay, this should work. No, we started migrating module by module, so we know that, okay, we tested each and module and we made sure, okay, this is working fine, this is working fine, as we go ahead. And then we started the KMP Gradle setup. So when I say the KMP Gradle setup, it is about like we thought of like creating, let's go ahead and create our own custom Gradle setup, Gradle plugins, where we don't have to go and like give the library, set up the library for the different modules, as we have a number of feature modules, and we don't want to go and say like, hey, this is a Compose multi-platform, like let's add 10 more libraries here and start using these, start developing. So we started like creating a custom common Gradle plugins. Like for Compose support, we have a Gradle plugin. For networking, for Keto support, we have a one custom Gradle plugin that manages each and everything. So we want to take it out, and we want to also explore like, okay, how it will look like managing this way. And it went really great and successful experiment. So after working everything and enable the cross-platform networking and storage, and now we started building off GitHub Actions to compile for multi-platform. And that I showed earlier. Now GitHub Actions are in the current repository, it is Kotlin multi-platform supported. So our one GitHub Actions build our common code base and into for the all the platforms. Benefits, there's so many benefits. Like we are writing really once and single code base, and the same code base that we were writing for the Android and same language and in Jetpack Compose, and we are doing the same thing. But the thing is, like we are writing once and it's being sharing for all the rest of the platform. So we don't have to worry about it for like we are not doing any platform specific coding now. And eliminates duplicate business logic. So earlier, if we in future we might have thought about like creating for iOS app or something and some platform application. So we might have to like write the business logic for them as well. But right now the business logic is also the same. So everything is going according to the configuration. I'll show it later on. And it reduces the platform specific bugs because everything is being shared. So if something is working in one platform, the rest of them should is working as well. And the rest, the one of the good thing is using the Kotlin multi-platform, we are building native applications for all the platform for the iOS that is still in progress, the release, but app is being built, and the Android and the desktop as well as the web app is up. Web is up and live for the wallet app, and it saves development time and cost a lot. Like we are right now the Kotlin multi-platform team, working every day. We have it stand up, but the thing is, we literally work as a like an Android developer the same way. It just like we shifted our technologies in a different direction to support multi-platform. So out of it happens like the again. So in Android, so in Kotlin multi-platform, when the Compose multi-platform did not came in the picture, so Kotlin multi-platform was their UI had to be implemented in a platform specific. So what we thought about it, why not Kotlin multi-platform designs like take out all the configuration related code and create a template. So we don't have to manage those configurations and manage those configuration and anything need to be fixed. It fixed at once and it is reflecting in rest of the projects. So we took out all the configurations files like for Android, for iOS, for desktop, for web, and created a one template project. There we have put it all the took it out all the reusable release pipelines like GitHub Actions, all the fast lane implementation, and as well as the Spotlight and all, and created as a template project. And we started exploring how can we synchronize this template with the rest of our application, and we did successfully did. So what we did, this is our template project. You can go and check it out. So we it's like this awesome like KMP project template is like give us the ability to manage our all the Android related desktop and iOS on all the platform related configurations that builds the Compose multi-platform that is present in the feature modules. All the features and all combined together is lies here. So in and like in future something changes for the Android development or iOS development, iOS configuration, sorry. So what we do, we have to just take care here, and in the all the projects it get fixed. So we don't did not want to manage the Kotlin multi-platform everywhere in the all the projects, because we want to make it centralized and we want to make it and the development also we want to make it as less as possible. So we moved all the common code here, all the reusable code, and started building the template. And template is stable now. We are still working it more, make it more reliable as the Mifos mobile and Android client CMP migration is going on, and KMP migration has been done. So this template gives us a lot of opportunities, and as well as we can using this template, we can also start. If we want to start another project with the Kotlin multi-platform, we can start. And we and also the good thing is the all the projects, Android client, Mifos, wallet app, all of them being managed through this template. So anything changes here automatically get reflected there. So we don't have to go and fix it in all the projects separately. So you might be thinking about like how KMP empowering our community. So first of all, like I'll say like code sharing across the platform. KMP allows developers actually really write the business logic once and share it across the multi-platform that we did, and it reduces the development time and maintenance. Like as when we created the template, and we really got to know that okay, we have a really one of the superpower in our hand, where like we don't have to think about now KMP anymore when we are developing our applications. KMP terms comes here, and when we are like changing anything in the template, and when we are working on the project, like in a wallet app or an Android client, we are literally thinking about as a feature that is being built in a feature directly as a feature module, and it is exactly the same as we were doing for the iOS and Android specific development. And because of the improved developer productivity, it really improved. And because of KMP, we have a lot of like more than 10 developers, around 10 developers are working continuously in our code paths. So we are enhancing each and every day. And also it gives us the flexibility in architecture. You might have known about the Flutter React Native, and those give the Kotlin multi-platform implementation. Oh, not the Kotlin, sorry, cross-platform implementation. But the thing is, their architecture and that their platform is specific. Like you cannot change it. But using the Kotlin by development, as I mentioned, so if you want to change our architecture in such a manner, instead of MBVM, we want to adopt the MVI, or something comes in future, we can adopt that as well. We don't have to think about it because everything goes as a configuration separated into different modules and being managed in a different modules. So we are very safe and we can do change in a separate modules and release it. And then interoperability with existing code base. KMP really works with like all the native code base. So if we in a future like we want to work implement the Swift UI or Swift code for the iOS implementation, iOS specific, this gives us the ability to inject that code as well into the iOS configuration, iOS module, and we can like implement one a specific platform related code weight as well. Like if I say give you an example, in Android, the fingerprint implementation is the platform specific, and in iPhone, face recognition is the platform specific implementation. So the face ID. So that's why like this give us ability where like we can think of about the more platform specific implementation as well, and we can do. So the how this is how like our KMP empowered us a lot in our organization. And let me talk about like how what's next we are thinking to do in our community. We are exploring actually the AI powered automations where the documentation of the code can be written automatically. We want to adopt the AI in the way it is going on, and building more usable components. We are working on the UI library. We want to take it out and create one usable library. So our UI across all the applications components gets like synchronized. And currently, the next task is like we are building the pipelines for the desktop app and iOS app release. And web is already live on a GitHub Actions on the GitHub pages for the all the projects. So you can go check it out. And if you want to set your custom, if you have your custom domain, you can set that up in the GitHub settings as well. So we are just focusing on migrating. KMP migration has been done for the all the applications. Compose multi-platform. The UI migration is happening in Android client and Mifos mobile, and we are targeting before August. We will be live in all the platform with our current code base. And as of now, earlier I mentioned about the UI library for common components that we are working on. And right now we are also in a middle of we created a one SDK on based of like auto generating client, like adopting the Ktor for the Kotlin multi-platform, that auto generated from the Finrect directly, and it's a client like we want to use instead of like creating our custom network layer. So that adoption is going on in Android client. We have adopted, and like we are fixing in that some few of the things, and it has been live, and we are also moving ahead to like adopting it into wallet and before mobile as well. So we eliminate all the security concerns that direct implementation takes, and um, yes. So if you want to go check it out, all the projects that we are doing, go. And I have put all the links and the Play Store links, project GitHub link. And if you want to like want to contribute in the projects, so I'll surely will tell you every project readme have the sufficient info, all the stand up call Zoom link, registration link, and the Slack link mentioned, and what channel need to be joined after joining our Slack community. Everything is mentioned in the README. Take your time, take a deep breath. It's a big README. But go ahead, read the README file, and if whatever like link is taking you to the wiki page, go read the wiki page and join our community and start contributing. As call to the action to the community, what we want a functional use case design and implementation. We want like anyone ideas really accept, really welcome. You can drop your ideas about like improving anything in our applications, and anything that you find any issue or anything. And we need more people to current test our application, current applications. Like we have mentioned our Firebase distribution link in our README. Go ahead, join that distribution link, and you will directly install that application in your Android phone and test it out, and like create a ticket on the Jira if you found any issue. And if you have a feedback, go ahead. We are happy to get your feedback and improve ourselves. And we need additional developers, mentors, specifically for our interns. GSOC is coming, and we are applying again. And we have a lot of projects going on, and we have a lot of big changes going on in our community. So if you entitled to consume these apps upstream in your company, so I want to contribute back, funds us, anything. Like we are here, like changing the Android, like mobile community in our organizations. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, thanks, Rajan. And let me share my screen. I've got just two slides to augment what you had just shared, and then we've got room for question and answers from the group. And then if you have any, additional screens, I didn't know if you wanted to walk through anything live, Rajan, but let me just share these two
Yes.
slides, and then we'll open the floor to Q&A. So if anybody has any questions for Rajan, please put them into the Q&A tool, and we'll begin to address those. So,
Yeah, after your slides, I'll just show a few of the links of the projects and everything for the live demo.
okay, yeah, so just to augment what Rajan had noted around what's coming next. So now that we have this foundation, in place around Kotlin multi-platform. We want to continue to improve and streamline that developer experience. So as Rajan noted, we are implementing the KMP across our remaining mobile applications. And then we have the community, both the designers and developers, working on designing and implementing these set of UI components that can be shared across all of our applications. And we're also aiming to align this with the ongoing efforts on our web development to develop more modular micro front ends there. So in ideal world, we might be able to leverage shared components that are used across mobile as well as web, both of our staff as well as customer facing applications. And then we're going to be continuing to complete the transition of the applications over from the existing auto-generated clients onto ones that Mifos maintains on its repositories to enable more rapid development across our developers. And then Victor is in the process of designing and implementing a new, more secure self-service middleware layer, which I'll talk about for a moment on this slide here. So this is to replace the legacy self-service APIs, which has been discussed on the mailing list across the community for quite some time now. And with the new self-service middleware layer, it's going to align with other ongoing efforts across the community, including a new command processing infrastructure that's being put in place, and also the efforts to modularize the security architecture and improve both the identity and access management. And once we have this more secure self-service middleware layer in place, it'll be starting to implement the JWT for authentication and helping to reduce some of the likelihoods of these direct object references that are possible with the current self-service APIs that we'll be replacing soon. And so with those streamlined developer experience aspects in place, we really want to put the onus on the community to begin sharing with and implementing their own functional use cases across these now foundational apps. We want to follow the consistent and common design that we're implementing through the UI library. And then for the mobile wallet, our highest priority right now are some of the government to person payment use cases, as well as more of the merchant flows that we want to make more rich and immersive throughout the apps. And then for our mobile banking app, we have a deep focus now on trying to prioritize those self-service use cases for users across SACCOs and credit unions, as well as trying to have a mobile banking app with a user experience centered around the customer loan process. And my message to the community now is that we've got this great architectural foundation in place, and we really want to help you go beyond these apps just being for demonstrations, but being used for production use cases. So having them be ready for you to be able to white label and extend for your own organizations. And so I encourage, yeah, all the developers listening in on this call to join our Slack channels, which you can find in our Slack space. And then if you've got use cases or you're looking to implement the applications, don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can make sure you've got access to the right source code repositories and help you in gathering your inputs for what you need to actually implement. But let me pass it back to Rajan to share a few of these live screens, and then we'll go through the questions before we wrap up. Oh, and just one other note, yeah, around our next webinar, it is going to be at 1600 UTC on March 18th for our Pepper Soup loan module enhancement. So make sure you've got that time noted in your calendars. Rajan, I'll let you take over the screen share again, and then we'll get to the few questions and answers that we have.
So I wanted to showcase like how our product are live on the different platform. So on a Play Store, you can go and type the Mifos initiative and see our wallet app as well as rest our applications. Those are like up-to-date applications, like whatever we have in a development code that has been here. And you can go check it out. Everything is connected for the demo instance now. So the password, if you are looking for, if you don't have it, I'll make sure like right now I got a thought like I'll put here in something on the Play Store, as well as every project README have the demo credentials for the respective projects. So go check it out. So we have a wallet app fully transformed into Kotlin multi-platform. And if you are looking, you can go and test the our wallet web app on the web. Here, link you can find on the main homepage of the project. Here directly the web app link, and Play Store is in link on the Play Store. Play Store is there available, and you can go and test it and give your feedback how the app is working, the web app. And if you want to go and test the desktop app as well, so you are most welcome. Go in the release section and download whatever wherever you want to install the application. If you have a Linux, go download the Neelix file. If you have a Mac, if you have a Windows, download the Windows and exe, or if you have a MacBook, then download the DMG. As accordingly, like install the respective apps and test it out. And yeah, that was the all.
I think there's two questions now from Fabricio around
Yes.
Android and iOS users.
Yes. So you ask like Mifos is only for the Android user. So Mifos is the community, and for the Mifos X is the backend that has been and that is backend, and Mifos applications, not the Android one. Now it's a it's a multi-platform now, so it can be you can run on any platform: Android, iOS, desktop, web, anyone, anywhere. um, yes, Fureshu, like we are working on the iOS. The iOS implementation is done. So if you have your iOS device, you can clone our application, wallet app, and just pick the other iOS configuration and run it, and it will like successfully run in your mobile, and you can test it out. And about the releasing, yes, we are working on the release pipeline. Now we are writing the GitHub actions that will automatically time to time release on the App Store. So soon, like in couple of weeks, like maybe the 2 or 3 weeks, you will be seeing iOS application on the App Store, and as well as the desktop app on the Mac OS store as well. So go check it out. Yes, yes, we will be sending all the um, attendee a email address in email, like with the recording of a call, and as well as the slides, links, and all in the call. So you can go and you will receive an email. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I think everybody saw the answers to the questions that had been asked and typed out there. And so Rajan, noted that we have the test mobile apps connected with a demo instance. So it doesn't require a local installation of the Mifos X backend. And then the two-factor authentication will be part of the upcoming improvements around the self-service middleware implementation, but those are still ongoing. And then in regards to the GSOC ideas, those have been, updated to an extent, but we're continuing to refine and add additional details. But Hekmatullah and other, prospective interns, don't hesitate to reach out with questions around the specific applications you're inquiring about, and we'll make sure those ideas have the full relevant details in place.
Yes. So the idea list is all about like when we wrote. So we are right now the 10 developer team and continuously working on our like projects. So there's so many things getting done like weekly. So that's why like the idea list you see on the on the GSOC page. That is basically some of things has been already done because we are continuously developing. And when we wrote, that hasn't been done, and that was the part of the GSOC. But don't worry about that. Like I'll update again, and we have so many projects for.
Yeah, and
And
then
what
Anadak.
the
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry, Rajan, there's a couple other questions I can. Yeah, I'll
Yes,
get to
you
one
go
of
ahead.
them and then I'll pass one over to you. So Anadak,
Mhm.
in regards to linking mobile money, yes, like leveraging our payment orchestration engine, Payment Hub Enterprise Edition, you can link either the all of our mobile applications to external payment rails, whether it be mobile money and instant payment system. But do, reach out if you have specific questions around that, as that is part of like our roadmap is to have some of those external payment integrations working as part of the demonstration applications to make that a more replicable approach for our end users like yourself. But then Rajan Mondley had a question around what the main reason was for choosing Kotlin over Flutters.
So, choosing Kotlin over Flutter, the first reason is the community. The community support for the Kotlin is very big. So, Flutter is developed by Google, but Google started developing Kotlin with JetBrains because of the Java conflict they had with the Oracle. And they both worked together to make the Kotlin strong. And now Kotlin become the first language for the Android. That's the first reason. And about choosing, if you have the question in your mind, like when you asked about the Flutter, Kotlin multi-platform. So because the Kotlin multi-platform support, Google and JetBrains both are working together to make it happen, the Kotlin multi-platform. And Flutter does not give all the platform related implementers like a desktop and app, but Kotlin multi-platform does give, and as well as it's a configuration based implementation. The Flutter is not scalable at some instance, and we have to, if we wanted to adopt the Flutter, and we were like purely Android application, we had to start over from the scratch. And as we migrated to the Kotlin from a Java, and we just migrated ourselves, and we still using the same paradigm, the same way that we were doing Android development. It just we added a one more extra layer, and that um, develop the multi-platform application for us, like iOS, Android, desktop, web. So we haven't done like some super thing, and we haven't like rewrote anything. We just adopted the technologies, and we still writing in the same manner, and we got the support for rest of the platform. That's why we are choosing Kotlin. And just main reason is the like community support is the one of the greatest reason, and Kotlin is evolving way much better. And Google have an idea to support more of Kotlin because of the JetBrains is working on the over the Flutter.
Okay, thank you once again, Rajan. So thank you everybody who attended our webinar today, and we look forward to having you attend the regular webinars we're hosting to showcase more of the efforts across the community. And as stated earlier, please reach out to us via email or Slack as we want to help grow the adopter community around our mobile applications, as well as continue to grow the developer community. And as Rajan noted, we do have Google Summer of Code coming up. So if there's anybody who's interested in acting as mentors, we do need developers with the existing mobile experience who are passionate about helping others as well. So thank you, everybody. We'll circulate the link to the recording as well as a PDF of the slides shortly. So